Welcome back to 3 and Out. I'm Brian Carter with Ryan Orlovsky. We'll now share our list of greatest athletes never to win a championship, and we will start with Ryan.
Well, before we get to that, my apologies. We ran right through the gutter ball in the last segment. So, Brian, what is the gutter ball for this
Well, I know
show?
you guys always love the gutter ball. So the gutter ball is, an Iowa man was busted for giving steroids to his 14-year-old son. Thoughts?
Well, this is just proof that this really does happen, that a lot of guys, when they get into the weightlifting and everything, they start out with the steroids at a very young age. It's not just these 35-year-old guys who are at the end of their career trying to, stay up with those young guys. It's the younger guys who are looking to their futures even.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Younger and younger, you see guys trying to start to dunk, trying to start to hit home runs. It goes in every direction, but that's pretty much it. It's shocking to me, but 14 is, I guess that's the norm nowadays. So let's go ahead and start our list. Greatest players never to win a championship. Who you got?
The top of my list, I got Dan Marino.
Yes, that's who I had too.
All-time records for completion, yards, and touchdowns, yet no rings.
Great. I have to go with recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, John Stockton. But I'm going to have to throw in with him. You can't talk about John Stockton without mentioning Karl Malone. They played 18 seasons for the Jazz. Stockton, the leader in assists and steals. Malone, second in points all time, sixth all time in rebounding. And they lost in 97 and in 98 in the NBA Finals to MJ. Nobody could outdo MJ. And Malone tried later with Kobe and Shaq. Again, he fell in the finals as well, but it's a shame. Those two are two of the greatest tandem of all time, and neither one comes away with a championship.
I'm going to go baseball for my next two. I got Ted Williams, arguably the best hitter of all time, hitting 400 on 3 different occasions, was selected to 12 All-Star games, but even Ted Williams could not undo the curse of the Bambino, what happened to the Boston Red Sox there. I mean, Ted Williams, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, no ring.
Yeah, I also had him on my list, but to stick with baseball for you for a minute, how about Ernie Banks? Ernie Banks, a shortstop who ends his career with 512 home runs. That's unbelievable. Back-to-back MVP awards, never played a postseason game. You want to know why? Because he played for the lowly Chicago Cubs. That's right. His average finish with his team as he played in the major leagues was 6th place finish as a team, averaging 24 games behind in the standings, but he was an 11-time All-Star. So it's a shame for Ernie Banks. He loves to play too.
I'm really glad to see a major list. I did not see a Cubs player coming on that list. So the bias, it's almost gone. It's almost gone. It's diminishing.
Yeah.
Next guy on my list, another baseball player, Ty Cobb, often referred to as the greatest baseball player ever. The Georgia Peach. Lifetime average of 366. Spent the majority of his career with the Detroit Tigers, and lifetime batting average 366. Yet again, no ring.
Yeah, as you mentioned, like 4,191 hits. He had an MVP award. The guy stole home 54 times. It's amazing. Ty Cobb,
special.
A very dirty player. A lot of people did not even like him, but one of the greatest baseball players. And again, no ring to show for it. And I'll kind of change gears a little bit. How about Barry Sanders? Walked away at 30 years old, could have smashed every rushing record in the NFL. 1-5 in his postseason career. His one win came in 1991 against the Dallas Cowboys. He was a 10-time Pro Bowler. 1,000 yards in every single season he played in, over 100 touchdowns in his career, rushed for over 2,000 in one season individually. No ring as well. So the Lions, 0-16 this past year, and usually haven't had much success. And then again, I'll throw another guy in there. Just switch gears a little bit. How about golf? We go with Arnold Palmer. 62 wins, no PGA championship. He finished second 3 different times. That must have been pretty tough for him. You got any more you want to add?
Well, just with Arnold Palmer, it's crazy because all these great golfers are compared to Arnold Palmer. I mean, they're going to be the next big thing. They're going to be the next Arnold Palmer. Yet Arnold Palmer, no championships. That's a fact that not a lot of people are aware of, and it's surprising to me even.
Yeah, but he makes a great drink, though, too. Barry Bonds, we could throw him in the list.
You could.
7-time MVP, steroids or no steroids, whatever. He's a 14-time All-Star, 762 career home runs. 1,996 RBIs, lost in 7 games in 2002 to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and nobody was happier than I was because I had a feeling he was a cheater from the get-go. And then you mentioned Ty Cobb, but I'll throw in one more baseball player, Ken Griffey Jr., still playing today, over 600 home runs and counting, missed much time with injuries most of his career. Was an outstanding baseball player. No allegations really against him. MVP, 10-time Gold Glover, an All-Star. What more can you say? He deserves a ring, but he definitely gave that chance away by going to Seattle this year.
Well, what's most disappointing about the three athletes on my list, and Dan Marino, Ted Williams, and Ty Cobb, is that each of them had a shot to play in the championship game. You know, they played in the World Series, they played in the Super Bowl, and none of them really performed that well in it.
Right.
So in a way, it was kind of in their hands and just kind of slipped through.
Right, Marino made it in his second season, but lost and never made it back there. So that was tough, but you know, it happens. And we'll now have our Piedmont Sports Minute. That will start right now. We're going to talk about Piedmont baseball records.
Just diminishing records this year.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to start with the team records here. I mean, triples. There was 16 in 2004. This year, with 10 games left in the year, there's already been 14. You look at home runs. We've already broken that record, which stood at 12, which was set last year, 13 this year. On base percentage, team has an on base percentage of .416. The record previously was held in 2006 with an on base percentage of .397. And opponent's batting average just shows that the pitching staff's doing their job, as the record in 2008 was .276, and now it's down to .269. So a lot of good things. It's just a shame that the record isn't better.
Right, and it's also been on the offensive end as well, and pitching, as you mentioned. But individual records close to being shattered. Triples record, Andrew Miggets has 5. The record is 6. Slugging percentage, 544 was the record by Mike Santowski. But Zach Stein making a good run at it, and Corey Lindsey both at 586. But the one that impresses me the most, walks. Walks, this record has been already smashed. 27 walks was the record by Evan Nisley set last season. Brandon Hitch already well past that. Walks quite often, and that also transfers to the on-base percentage, which he's likely to break Corey Lindsey's record that he set last season. Last thing we have to fit in is Win That Booty. We're giving away a jersey again. This time we're giving away a Dirk Nowitzki jersey, free of charge. Take it, because I don't want it. We have no use for it anymore. The question this time for Win That Booty: what Piedmont baseball player has recorded 4 of the top 20 single-season batting average records in the NCAA era? You get that question right, all it takes is a little research on PiedmontLions.com. You can easily figure that out. Send us an email at 3andOutsports@gmail.com, and you can win the Dirk Nowitzki jersey. Anything else you want to add?
That's all I got.
All right, that'll wrap things up for this edition of 3 and Out. Remember that we have one last show coming up soon on TV Piedmont. We hope you've enjoyed our comeback. I'm Brian Carter.
I'm Ryan Orlovsky.
That was 3.
And we're out.